Hey guys, I am sweating right now because I am wearing a very intense lip plumper on my lips, but this video is not really about that. It's actually about all of it. Today we are trying new makeup on the channel. It's a whole brand new month in makeup. We are in July and we have so much newness. This is the face that I put together using all of the new products, some of which I have to say I didn't like very much, and some I liked a lot. So you're gonna have to watch this video in its entirety to find out which products I'm talking about specifically. So with that, I hope you're ready. This is gonna be a long one. Grab yourself a little drink, a snack, subscribe, and let's hit it. Testing new makeup for the month of July. Here we come. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys, I am prepared. I have my notes. I have the order in which I want to apply everything because testing new makeup, sometimes the order is important, you know? Before I even get to the skin, I want to show you guys these new Huda Beauty lip stains. I wasn't going to show them in this video. I just did like a little YouTube shorts and also an IG Reels showing you guys my favorite combo and giving a mini review. But I feel like this also deserves its spot in this testing new makeup because it is such a talked about product. Before I even test this, I have to let you know that it's super, super important that there is nothing on your lips, that there is no makeup, no lip balm, no foundation, no concealer, because this product is really supposed to adhere to your skin in order to stain the skin of your lips. So these would be my favorite shades that I kind of wear on a daily basis. We have Toasty Brown, Baby Pink, Soft Nude, and Rosewood. So these are my 4 favorites that I've been kind of playing around with and wearing every single day. And my number 1 favorite is probably Soft Nude. So I'm going to show you what I do. I like to line with Soft Nude, and I kind of like to go quickly because this product sets quickly, it dries quickly, and you can't actually talk through it while you're applying it because this product is best kept closed and upside down. There's actually even an arrow to show you how to store it. And so in order to maximize it, you need to move quickly. You need to make sure that the cap is on and that the tip is saturated with product. It's a little bit finicky, and I've been using this for about 2 weeks now, and I think I finally got the hang of it, and now it's like one of my favorite products out there, but it did take me a minute to get the hang of it. All right, so basically this is the outline that I do. If I want to soften that, then I like to take shade Rosewood and kind of just feather that in very, very gently. And if I want just a little bit of pinkiness, then I take Baby Pink. I just apply that to the center. And even in applying it, I kind of like to hold it upside down whenever I do the top lip. So these are all my tips. Once it's on, it is locked. It is not moving whatsoever. There is no transfer. But like I said, it is kind of a unique, innovative product, and there definitely is a learning curve because when I first got my hands on them, I thought, what is this? This is so dry. There's no product. It's not coming out. And it's because I wasn't storing them right. It's because I didn't have them upside down. And of course, if the tip isn't saturated, then there won't be much pigment. So anyways, I just wanted to show you this real quick before we move on to anything else. So now I can go back to my list and go over all the newness. For my initial primer slash skin base slash SPF, I have a couple new products that I've been using. Actually, I should let you know that in the summer, I usually skip primer because I always wear my sunscreen, and sunscreen, especially the mineral kind of acts like a primer because it has a little bit of a grip, right? It has a little bit of density to it. So it does a great job of filling in your fine little lines and crevices and pores. And in my case, it even helps my skin stay a little bit more matte throughout the day. So I always skip primer because I wear my sunscreen. And if I want to make myself just a little bit more bronzy, because usually mineral SPFs have that white flashback, I like to add something like this. NATASHA DENONA High Gen Bronze. This is the new energizing and hydrating primer serum. So the original High Gen serum from NATASHA is one of my absolute favorite products from her. I use it all the time. I mix it in with my foundation, especially if I want to wear it on my chest or on my neck, if I want that little bit of a glow. But now this is the bronzy version. I will show you what it looks like. I will say it is not my favorite shade. Unfortunately, something about this gives off reddish, and I'll show you the difference between this and the Drunk Elephant Sunshine Drops in the shade, which is bronze. There is a difference in the shade. All right, so this is the Drunk Elephant, and you can see that the shade is quite bronzy. It has a very golden reflect, right? Kind of looks like a natural sun-kissed glow, right? This new one from NATASHA is a little bit more reddish on me, and I don't really like a reddish tone because I am someone who suffers from redness due to acne and like post-acne marks and just my skin flushes, and so a red undertone of bronze just doesn't look very good on me. I think it makes me look a little bit more flushed, like I'm not sun-kissed but actually sunburned, and so this is not my favorite shade. The product itself is really, really nice, but I like to mix it with something a little bit more green in order to balance it out. So I've actually been using it with the Herborian Anti-Red CC Cream, and then it works. But I did want to show you because it is a new product and it is from ND, and ND is one of my favorites. Speaking of NATASHA DENONA, we also have this massive PR package which the Hygiene Bronze came in, but it is actually not about that particular product. We have a brand new liquid bronzer which is supposed to be waterproof and matte, and look how many shades there are, from fair light all the way to deep. So there are 7 shades altogether, and I haven't actually tried this yet. I really wanted to try this on camera with you guys watching, and so that you can see my first impression and my reaction. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for shade medium neutral. That's like the one smack in the middle. The packaging is really nice, I will say. It's got that frosty glass bottle. Wait, it's actually a pump. I thought this was a wand. It's not a wand, it's a pump. Also, this is the cool brush that it comes with. And so what I'm gonna do is, I'm thinking I'm gonna squeeze some to the back of my hand first, just like that. And then I'm gonna dot this product kind of where I want my contour and bronze to appear. So this is a very neutral shade, and let's see how it blends out. So now I'm gonna use this brush. Wow, this is very pigmented, but it blends out really beautiful. And over the Hygiene Bronze, it actually looks very, very skin-like, because I already have the shimmer happening underneath, which isn't very skin-like, but now this is neutralizing it. And so it's making it appear very believable. Okay, I applied way too much on my cheek, but that's okay because we're testing makeup, we're testing products, and we will make it work. Look at that. The blend is actually quite seamless. I will give it to this brush too. It's definitely reminding me of the IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection, everyone's favorite foundation brush. This is very dense, very soft, lots of bristles, and so it's doing really great job at just dispersing that and making it look a lot more natural. All right, so clearly you can tell that I brought this all the way down because I just applied way too much product. So bear with me while I bronze up my entire face. I would say this is definitely a less is more type of product. You don't need to apply as much as I did, but like I said, it's my first time trying it, and so I had no idea. And so here we are, just bronzing up the entire face, which is fine. The finish is very, very nice. Very soft matte, I would say. I'm not mad at it. Kind of like it. Definitely let me know if you guys want me to try other shades, if you want me to try some deeper shades or maybe some lighter shades. I have a feeling that this one might be one of those that you can reach for multiple shades, just depending on your mood. Could probably even wear it as like a all over skin base because it does have a little bit of coverage. It is quite pigmented, but so far so good. So yeah, so this was the shade medium neutral, shade drenched. Setting that aside. Next, I have to tell you guys about this ColoRescience Total Eye SPF35 sunscreen. So this basically looks like skincare, right? Or an eye cream, but it is actually a super, super pigmented, very, very brightening concealer for the under eye. This has been on repeat for me to go to the beach because not only is it really hard to find an eye cream for the daytime, it is almost impossible to find an eye cream that doubles as an eye brightener with SPF 35. So the fact that ColoRescience has this, and there's multiple shades, I'm using shade medium right now. Look at that coverage. Look how pigmented and how brightening this is. Also, the applicator has that cooling metal component, so it also kind of depuffs. It does double duty. We appreciate products like that. Like, look at that. Look how natural, how bright and beautiful it looks. This is not a new product, but it's something that I've been reaching for a lot since the summer started because I did go to the beach. I am planning on going to the beach a lot more this summer, and so this is what I've been reaching for. And not just for the beach. This is great for every day, honestly. If you plan on being outside, or if you just want to protect your delicate skin around the eyes while also concealing it and brightening it. This is great. I actually kind of love it. And honestly, I don't even think I need concealer on top. Even though this is just a brightener and an eye cream, I think it does a great job of concealing as well. So I'm not going to add anything else on top, even though I did want to test out this SAIE concealer in shade 8, which might actually be my shade. But you know what? I don't want to double up. This product is a little bit on the thicker, creamier side. So I don't want to jeopardize its integrity. I want to just stick to that. But you know what? I will perhaps try the SAIE SAIE Slip Tint Broad Spectrum SPF 35 Sunscreen Skin Tint. This is in shade 3. I believe I already had it in a different shade, which didn't work for me. So hopefully shade 3 is the one, but I don't know. I can't be sure. I'm just going to squeeze out the tiniest amount. Also, SAIE has some new brushes and a really cool brush carrying case. But this is their new brush for the skin tint. What I'm going to do is just kind of brighten underneath that very heavy bronzer. Just a pinch on the center of my face. Yeah, I think I might need another shade for the summertime. This is like a little bit too light for my liking, but it is the right undertone, so I do appreciate that. Actually, what I do want to show you and what I've been reaching for so much lately is my CoverGirl Blurring Skin Tint. I finally got my hands on the right shade. I did do a review on this, and in the review, I had just the absolute wrong shade. I had several wrong shades actually, but finally I have shade Light Medium Neutral 420, and this is the one that works perfectly for me and for my undertone, and this is what I've been wearing. This is really a great product because it is quite pigmented and it does set rather quickly. I'm actually going to use the same brush, but what's cool about it is that it has this nice, beautiful, blurring, self-setting capability. Do you see that? Do you see how well it separated the bottom of my face from the bronzer, how beautifully it blurred, and it doesn't look like makeup, it looks like your skin. This is one of my favorite launches for the summer, and it's from CoverGirl, so it is relatively inexpensive. Look how fresh and how clean. This you can wear to the beach, you can wear this to the gym, you can wear this every day. Just make sure you get the right shade because the shades are definitely a little bit finicky, but the 420 neutral seems to work well for anyone in the medium neutral golden olive family. So if you're anything like me, that shade will probably work for you. The tanner shades for some reason are just a little bit too orangey and a little bit too unskin tone like in my personal opinion. So I can't say that there will be a shade for me once I'm a little bit more tan. There is an olive, but it's not really a true olive. I don't know. But the product itself, gorgeous, 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 inexpensive, reliable product. Also has SPF 30, self-setting. You don't need to apply more powder on top of it. Doesn't look cakey. It just looks so right. Another product that I've been kind of loving. I know this is supposed to be a testing new makeup first impression type of video, but I have to be honest, I've been kind of dipping and dabbling into these products over the past couple of weeks or so. You know, I've been testing them on my own, some of them, not all. There will be some brand new, like the NATASHA DENONA. There's also a few other products that I have not yet even touched, but this one right here, the Drunk Elephant Eau Bloom Rosy Drops, this has been on repeat for the past few days because it is just the dewiest, the daintiest, the prettiest reflective shade of pink I ever did see. Look at that. And it works so well over your skincare or over your foundation or under your foundation. It's just such a beautiful, versatile product that gives you that little bit of dew. It just pops your cheek, makes you look fresh and awake and a little bit more put together. All you need is a tiny little drop, which is sometimes hard to control with a dropper like this. And this isn't necessarily a new product. It's been around, but it's my first time getting around to actually trying it and falling in love with it. This is great. So, so pretty. So just right, you know? Doubles as a highlighter and it just like brings this little bit of fun to your complexion. I love it. All right, moving on. We have a brand new powder from SAIE and I just got this in the mail today. Today is Tuesday. This video will be live on Sunday and hopefully by the time Sunday's video comes around, this product will be more talked about, more available because right now I believe it's not even available yet, but I'm sure it will be. So this is SAIE's new talc-free baked powder. This is the translucent shade, shade 1, but there are 5 shades, I believe, all translucent. They're supposed to be undetectable, obviously clean formula, as SAIE products usually are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this out. I'm going to see if I can set my lids. How undetectable is this really? It's supposed to be texture perfecting. I quite like the compact. It is micro fine. And here we go. Here's this side of the face versus this side of the face. Whoa, you can see how rough this side is because I have all of that glowy, reflective, metallic product underneath. And so you could see all of the texture just popping through. Whereas this is looking very, very nice, very put together. All right, so let's do the other side. So this to me is more more of a finishing powder rather than a setting powder, although it will set, especially for the summertime. Your finishing powder can definitely double as your setting powder because, as we know, in the summertime, less is more, especially when you have oily skin. Unless you're going for a very dramatic red carpet sort of look, you do not need full coverage and you do not need baking powder in the summertime, my personal opinion. But something like this is nice because it gives you that little bit of set, but it also gives you a lot of finish. Okay, so I'm noticing right away that although this is perfecting my texture, it actually does have a little bit of a reflect. So perhaps not for someone with oily skin or with textured skin, but I'm not complaining because it actually looks really nice. So now I'm going to use the new brush that comes with this powder. It actually doesn't come with this powder. It is meant for this powder. I always say that. I always say, oh, this comes with the powder. No, it doesn't. They are absolutely sold separately. And now I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. Yeah, you can definitely see the glow. You can see the glow from the powder and all over my face now. I wasn't really expecting that. I thought this was an undetectable type of powder. But you know what? Swatching it on my hand, I definitely see that this is meant to be a little bit pearly. There's a little bit of a pearly finish here. If you don't want to use this in your textured areas, then I would avoid the center of the face altogether because although it looks okay now, I'm not sure if it will continue looking okay throughout the day. Just beware of that. All right, moving on. I have several bronzers to test out. One from Makeup by Mario, and it is his first powder bronzer. I have it in shade medium dark and also in shade medium. They both have a bit of a reddish undertone, especially the medium dark. So I think I'm gonna stick with the medium. But I also have another bronzer from none other than Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just recently went to an event. All right, camera cut off. Noticing anything different about me? Yup, I straightened my hair because the frizz was just driving me insane. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. So I was telling you about this new bronzer that I got from ABH, Anastasia Beverly Hills. They recently just had an event in New York that I went to. And so I picked up this new bronzer and let's compare it to the Makeup by Mario. It looks to me, or it looks to the naked eye, that the Anastasia is slightly more neutral than the Mario. The Mario is still leaning a little bit red for me, but I'm going to try them both. I'm going to see what I think. So I'm going to dip into the Anastasia first. There's actually been quite a lot of bronzer launches lately. And right now I'm actually using a Patrick Ta bronzer brush. Nothing too different here. Not too powdery, kind of a clay colored bronzer, I would say. So this is the Anastasia. And now I'm gonna swatch the Mario on the other side. I don't know, I'm always looking for a bronzer that mimics a natural tan without that red undertone. And I feel like both of these have that red that I am not particularly drawn to. In fact, I think they are both very, very similar. Very, very similar finish. Very similar soft type of powder, very similar color. I can see myself using either or, but it wouldn't be my favorite thing to use. I'm still on the lookout for that really nice golden olive undertone tan, a true tan, Mediterranean color type of bronzer. I think you understand what I'm getting at, and it's really hard to find that shade, but I'm determined, I'm on the lookout, and I will be looking. The moment that I find it, I will let you guys know. So far, so good. KOSAS has new blushes, or new shades of blushes, I should say. These are the new summer shades. We have shade Wavelength, just a bright, bright orange. We have shade Heartbeat, just a bit more of a watermelon-y shade. And then finally, we have shade Chills, which is looking like a raspberry, blackberry swirl type of color. All of these are definitely up my alley. I love bright blushes. And so today, I think I want to go for Heartbeat, which is the watermelon-y shade. Just gonna dip the tiniest amount and just kind of hug my cheek. I saw this video the other day on TikTok, and this girl was talking about how blush placement and just trending looks are not necessarily for everyone. And in fact, the more we copy them, the more we all end up looking the same. And basically her whole video was kind of talking about blush and how she likes to do her blush placement a little bit more naturally, and emphasizing the natural apple of her cheek rather than pulling them out and snatching the face and making it look all elongated and lifted. So that actually struck a chord in me because I started thinking, it's true. The beautiful thing about makeup and fashion and opinions really is that there are multiple variations of them. There are millions of ways to do your makeup, your blush, countless ways to wear clothing, countless ways to feel about a subject, right? And that's what makes us all individual. That's what makes life interesting. And so instead of following the herd, I think we're possibly going to be seeing a shift towards more individuality. Kind of what we saw in the 90s. Individuality in the 90s was really praised, and there was really a multitude of different expressions of fashion, of makeup, of the way that people talked, the way that people expressed themselves. There were so many different genres of music, and I really am yearning for that. I'm longing for diversity in terms of looks, in terms of opinions. I'm just missing that aspect in life. And with social media, it's really hard because everyone kind of wants to look and dress the same. People want to fit in, especially if you're a younger person. And I've definitely been there, and I find myself being there sometimes even today. But right now, in this moment in my life, I kind of miss seeing different things. I miss seeing things that I've never seen before. I miss being surprised. And so I don't know how I actually got to this point of this video, but that's just a thought that I had because I was reminded while I was applying my blush to apply it in a way that I like rather than a way that's trendy. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Moving on. I really like this side of my face better than this side of my face for some reason. And I think it's because I really packed on that SAIE powder right here into this triangle, and it is just shining so bright right now compared to this side where this looks just a little bit more balanced. And right now my skin, even in my monitor, just looks a little bit sweaty. I think too much luminosity, too much pearlescence on oily textured skin just makes you look a little bit too sweaty. And so, you know, we're trying new makeup, but this is my feeling so far. I have a new brow product that I want to test. It is from NYX. It's their Brow Glue Crazy Lift. That's what it's called. And it has this really cool, unique little brush with bristles. I have no idea how this works, but I'm gonna try it. I'm not sure if you're supposed to squeeze this and it's actually gonna come out, or maybe not. Maybe you're supposed to take this out. How does this actually work? Oh, okay. So it actually does come out. There are some holes, so it does come out through the bristles. All right, so let's run this through my brows. Typically I would do this step first, but I completely forgot. So this is indeed gluing my brows, but I don't like the applicator because it is not a spoolie. It's not as precise. And so it's not gonna do the best job of brushing out your brow hairs, especially if you have coarser brow hairs like I do. Oh yeah, this could easily create a mess on coarser brows. But if you have fine brows, this would probably be a really good product. Okay, Crazy Lift. So I think I was able to glue this one brow down. Definitely a bit of a learning curve. And also, like I said, because bristles here are not really bristles, they're just these tiny little pegs essentially. And so they're not gonna brush through your brow hairs if your brow hairs are long like mine. But it did something. All right, so now let's see what happens on this side now that I kind of know what I'm doing here. This is messy. Oh, girl. Ooh. Lee is not gonna like these brows. Lee, what do you think of my brows?
Oh, shit.
Hey, I'm trying here. Why are you silent? Why are you staring at me?
All right, I just don't think it matches the current look in the hair and everything like that.
Yo, what is going on here? My hair is so sleek. My brows are not. What if I...
That's better.
Okay, you see? You just need to maneuver it a little bit. But yeah, no, this is crazy. And the applicator is really stupid. The product itself, I think there's potential, but you know, as with everything new, there is a learning curve. And this isn't like the most intuitive. Also, they still feel just a little bit wet. So I'm not sure if they're set or what, if they're gonna peel off, but here we are. We're testing new makeup. All right, let's move on to eyeshadow. So recently, Miss Morphe has come out with all these different eyeshadow palettes. Some of them are 6 pans, like this one. Others are a little bit larger, like a 12 pan. And of course, I kept these 2 cooler neutral ones. Others are a lot more colorful, very mermaidy, very summery. I don't know, I was just really drawn to these 2. Specifically, I really like the metallic swirls in the smaller palette, and this is just a color story that I thought would be fun to play around with. What I want to do is actually test these swirls. So I'm going to go for this silver. I'm going to dip right in. I'm wondering if this is a different type of formulation or like what's so cool about these. Ooh, I see. Okay, so this is super sparkly type of eyeshadow. It's got a little bit of a base, but mostly it's translucent with just an insane amount of silver sparkle, very densely packed, very tightly pressed. So it almost looks like a color on your lid. Love. I actually want to try the other shade as well. This one is so pretty and so just opalescent and oh my god, yeah, this is really, really nice. So yeah, same thing. We have blue, gold, and pink sparkles, reflective sparkles. They're very tightly packed and they look highly reflective on the lid. So, so pretty. So pretty. I love it. All right, so now I'm going to test out the other eyeshadow palette. I'm really liking these cooler browns. Hardly ever see cool browns like this. Like this is a brown, but it's also kind of a taupe, kind of like a grayed out brown. So I'm going to see if I can just use that to gently lift the corner. Same thing here. This is great if you don't want to use a liquid liner, but you still want to have that impact. Just get yourself a dense little brush like this. This one's from Pixie. And just add a little wing. Boom. So cute. So then I'm going to dip into this black because I want to test out the black as well. I'm going to apply that very, very close to the lash line just to darken that. This is very nice. I'm wondering where this is made. I see. So it is bulk formulated in Taiwan, pressed and assembled in China. That's what I thought. But I will say these eyeshadows are feeling very, very luxy for Morphe. So I just needed to check. Cute. Real cute. Oh, I almost forgot. We have new highlighters from NARS. They were kind of stacked under my Mario bronzers. So I almost forgot about them. They're the exact same size, the exact same compact, just different name. But everyone has been raving about these. And I'm not sure what makes them so different, but these are the two shades that I have here. Shade Heavenly, which I have used before. It's like a rose gold type of shade, or pink champagne, and then also shade Electra, which is just a gold. So today I think I want to try, even though it absolutely does not go with anything that I'm wearing on my face, not the cooler eyeshadow, maybe it'll go with the blush. I'm gonna use this fancy highlighter brush and just, you guys see it doing anything? I mean, I see the highlighter, I'm just not sure what exactly is so different and amazing about it. I mean, it's good. NARS products are generally very good, but I'm not sure it's anything I haven't seen before. What is going on? New mascaras from Half Magic Beauty. We have a black, which is actually a slightly blue leaning black. It's almost like a black navy. We also have this beautiful indigo and a brown. So today I'm gonna go for the indigo because I have tried the black already and I really like it, but this indigo is specifically what's interesting me. I like that it's got the clear container where you can easily see the color and distinguish them from each other. You can also see how much product is left in the tube, which is really nice for mascara. Although I will say that a mascara lifespan is generally very short. You'll never ever use up an entire tube of mascara in its lifespan. I think 6 months is how often you're supposed to change a mascara. So yeah, I should definitely probably go through my drawers because I am certain most of mine are expired. But this one here is brand new. I don't know if you guys can see the color. I'll definitely show you a close-up. This isn't a super, super vibrant type of blue. This is still very, very wearable. And I like how it looks against the silver and with the brown. Perhaps this is like a daytime type of blue, something that you would actually appreciate in sunlight, and it's not as harsh as black. So I quite like. And I like the fact that the product applies quickly. I don't know why I stopped doing this, but this color is making me want to apply mascara to my lower lashes. Cute. Let me show you a close-up. This is definitely hard to appreciate in this kind of lighting, but up close, I think you might be able to appreciate it a little bit better. Can also appreciate all of that shine on my face. It looks like I am super, super greasy due to that powder. Look at my nose. My nose looks straight up metallic. And honestly, I don't know if you can tell that this mascara is actually blue. But I will try it again in the daytime and I'll let you know. We are almost through. I have just a couple more things to show you. So I already showed you the Huda Beauty lip stains. I didn't show you the lip oils because you can definitely watch my other video for it. And they aren't my favorite thing. Although they look very nice, they don't wear very well. You have to apply them and reapply them several times throughout the day. And I'm just not a fan of that. But I do wear them because they look cute and they taste nice and whatever. It's just two products that go well together. But for today specifically, I actually wanted to show you something really, really crazy. Something really fresh and hot off the press. Okay, so this is new from Polite Society. It is their Big Mouth XL Plump. This is supposed to be the most intense lip plumping concentrate out there. And I tried it yesterday. And when I tell you I was so unprepared, I was actually crying because this stung so bad. It actually hurt. And I am someone who's very much used to lip plumpers, but this was on another level. I am going to try this today because I do want to show you. And now that I'm mentally prepared, I feel like I'm going to handle myself a lot better than yesterday. And so I'm gonna go for it, but first, almost forgot. MAC just released these new glossy liners. Yes, these are supposed to be glossy liners, and 3 new shades of the new Lip Glass Air, the non-sticky gloss. I didn't particularly like these. They just seemed very blah to me. Not enough pigment, not enough wow, not enough of anything really. Also did not wear very well. They weren't very long lasting, and I'm just not into those sorts of products. But I am kind of curious about the lip liners. So although I already have my lip stain as a lip liner, I do want to test this brownie nudie shade. This is shade Whirlin. You know, all this time I thought it was Squid Games, like plural, but it's actually Squid Game. Anyways, camera cut off. So as I was saying, all of these are named after MAC's iconic lip colors. So we have Candy Yum Yum, we have Lady Danger, Marrakesh, Night Moth, and so on. But this one, like I said, is Whirlin. So maybe it's a take on Whirl. So check this out. This is the first of its kind unique type of lip liner where the line itself is actually not matte. I'm gonna line my lips and then I'm gonna show you a close-up so you see what I mean. Okay, check this out. It is the strangest thing. It actually looks like a glazed MAC lipstick, but in a tiny lip liner format. So definitely a unique product. Nothing that I've seen before. Typically, lip liners are waxy, they are drier, they feel matte on the lips, they don't really come off. This feels very, very balmy, very glidey, very silky. I like the concept. I'm not sure if it is actually practical, but I think it looks kind of different. So you know what? I am going to try this new shade of the Lip Glass Air. This is shade Accolade. I will say it does look kind of cool together. On its first initial application, again, not sure if this will last. My bet is that it won't, but right now it does look very pretty. All right, so that is kind of the last thing that I wanted to show you for today. I do have this massive, massive, massive PR package from Milani. And basically, it's like a little spin the bottle clock situation where you get to pick your lip combo with different fruit fetish lip oils, different lip stains, and a different lipstick. So I will save this one for my next video. I did just want to show you this. There are some new shades and a couple of different formulas, so that is something that is coming up. But for now, this is today's look. As always in these videos, I don't go into them with a look in mind. I kind of just want to test out the makeup and see what it does, see how it speaks to me, see what kind of a look it inspires me to create. And this is today's creation. I gotta say, I am looking just a little bit like a Tin Man. I am not liking the skin finish. I think I look particularly sweaty, kind of greasy, a little bit on the oily side. It is not flattering to my skin texture, and I think this is all due to this SAIE powder. I'm not going to say that this is a bad powder. This is probably a really nice finishing powder if you apply this to the perimeter of your face, but I did not know this going into it. This was my first time trying it. I just got it in my hands today. So this is the only sort of thing that's sticking out to me. The brows, I can definitely work with the brows. I can make them look good. I surprisingly really like these Morphe palettes. I thought that the pigmentation and just the different kind of finishes of the eyeshadows, even the color stories were a little bit different for me coming from Morphe. So I'm a little bit intrigued there. Definitely, I'm going to test out these Half Magic mascaras a bit more. I have tried the black and I do like the black. I like the KOSAS powder blushes rather. They've always been a fave of mine and they still are. The NARS highlighter that everyone's been obsessing with is cute, but it's nothing that I hadn't seen before. I mean, one thing I will say, it is a little bit more forgiving on the skin than say the SAIE powder, because I did highlight quite a lot and there is a lot going on my face right now, yet it's not really taking away. I think in fact it's kind of saving the look because the light catches the reflect and it's kind of bringing the attention there as opposed to everywhere else. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued by these new MAC glossy liners. I think they are something different. I didn't think I was going to like them. I kind of went into them skeptical, but after trying it and after seeing how this pairs with the Lip Glass Air, I am not hating it. I'm not hating it. I do love my CoverGirl blurring skin tint. This is a summer staple. If you guys haven't gotten your hands on this, do yourself a favor and get your hands on this. It is an excellent, excellent product, inexpensive, and I've just been liking what CoverGirl CoverGirl's been doing with their clean line, with their clean fresh specifically. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what they've been doing. Again, Color Science SPF35 eye cream slash brightener is a hit for me. I've been using it a lot, and it is one of those products that might be an all-time fave for me. The new NATASHA DENONA bronzers are different, but I definitely have to try more shades. Maybe the shade that I tried today wasn't my favorite. I do like the formulation. I like the fact that it is waterproof and it sets matte. That is a nice thing. Didn't really care for either of the Mario or the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzers. They were a little bit too similar. Nothing too innovative, nothing that I hadn't seen before. Oh my God, and before I forget, I told you guys about the Polite Society Plumper. Let me actually show you what this thing does. Ooh, I just got a really fun video idea with the swatch model. Do you think he will sacrifice himself and his lips for this burn?
Will not.
Will not? What if I can guarantee that it goes viral?
Nope.
Wow, not even for virality. He's not a sellout. We'll see. We'll have to make him an offer he can't refuse. All right. So right now, this plumper is working its magic and I'm starting to feel it. Right now, I know what I'm expecting, and so I'm feeling the burn, but I'm not feeling it in my eyes the way that I was feeling it yesterday. Yesterday, it was a whole other story. I was sitting there kind of holding onto my table, not knowing what to do with myself. Today, I think we're just gonna let this brew, although I did get some in my mouth and I'm feeling it on my tongue right now, so we will wait. But what I like about this one is that it acts fairly quickly. It definitely does plump, and it definitely starts stinging pretty intensely. Within a minute. The plumping sensation lasts up to 12 hours. I'm not sure about that. I did remove the plumper after about 20 minutes of wear. The pain did subside.
You remove the plumber?
I think we need to do this video together. It burns so good. So I was talking to Jeremy of Jared and Jeremy of Polite Society, and he did tell me that they have 12-hour claims on this product. His direct quote, so crazy. Oh yeah, no, this is probably the stingiest lip plumper I have ever tried in my life. More than the original Too Faced, also created by Jared and Jeremy. Oh, but this one is on another freaking level.
And you wanted me to try that.
I do want you to try it, and I'm gonna make you try it, and I'm gonna make it worth your while. I promise you. I'm gonna think of something really, really good.
Comment down below if you don't want me to put it on. Thank you.
Don't comment that. I think we definitely need to try this on camera. And that would be like my third time trying it, so by that moment, I'll be nice and prepared. Ooh, but look how good it looks. Honestly, I feel like it's worth it. Not only does it plump the lips, it also gives them this really nice, natural sort of color to it. Like it's my lips, but better, you know? I think I'm a fan. All right, you guys, and on that note, I am going to wrap up this little video. I know this is probably a very long video, but testing new makeup takes time and it takes sacrifice. And so I will definitely see you in my next video. So I am going to wish you guys a farewell. I'm gonna invite you to check out more videos over here. Comment below that you want to see Lee try on this lip plumper.
Or not.
Okay. Or yes.
Or not.
See you in the next one.
Love
Peace
you.
out. Out.